getting control of our borders.
We need to smash the gangs, stop the boats.
We have to stop the invasion.
The problem that both Britain and America and other European countries have is illegal immigration. There is no reason that should be happening. There's literally zero reason that people should be walking into this country without being checked, without knowing who they are.
These people are demanding everything and not necessarily offering anything in return. Instead, they're complaining about the free cuisine provided by the government. They're upset about the housing that they're not paying for.
The reason the debate about immigration is as absurd as it is in the Western world is that we're operating within a morality-based framing of the issue. As long as we continue to do so, we will continue to lose. What is the frame? Immigration is a good thing. Therefore, anyone who opposes immigration is a bad person.
What's left unsaid here is that there is, in fact, a very definite difference between the immigrants of old and the new variety that we're importing. Aside from the fact that these new entrants are all breaking the law in the most flagrant fashion imaginable, but on top of that, immigrants in the old days would come here with a spirit of gratitude and humility, hoping to build a life. And in the process, they helped to build the country because they were coming here at a time when the country was not itself completely built. But immigrants now are coming to a country already completely settled and built. These are not pioneers, going out west into the wilderness to establish settlements. They're coming into something that's already been made, and they're very clearly hoping to benefit from it without necessarily contributing anything to it. And that's one of the key differences between the old immigrants and the people entering the country right now.
I'm going to tell you something that nobody in Westminster and the corridors of power are going to tell you. Britain is being invaded. Since 2018, more than 135,000 people have entered Britain illegally, enough to fill a city the size of Exeter. And they're joining more than 1.2 million people who have entered the country illegally, enough to fill a city the size of Birmingham. Now, if you look at Home Office data, 70% of all people coming over on the small boats crossing the Channel are young men. This invasion is undermining our laws. This invasion is undermining our community. It's costing us billions of pounds. And most importantly, it's putting the British people and our children at risk.
Reform makes it very clear, as neither Keir Starmer nor whoever it is who's going to lead the Conservatives, we've made it very clear that if you arrive in this country illegally from a perfectly safe one, which when I last looked France was, then you have no claim to asylum and you will be refused. Then we say what we are going to do is to try to make sure that they don't arrive here in the first place. And a part of that is deterrence, but another part of it is actual activity in the Channel. And we will turn the boats round and send them back. And before you say that's impossible, the Australians did it, the Belgians did it, and the only reason that we haven't done it is we've never had a government with the will to do it. But of course, we acknowledge that there is no such thing as one plan only, and that some of the boats, even with a great deal of activity on our part in the Channel, some of the boats will still get through. So what we say is we are not going to house the people who come in on those boats in hotels at the cost of billions a day to the British taxpayer. We will instead house them in secure reception centres. And then the message goes out, if you arrive unlawfully in this country from a perfectly safe country, then you will be refused, you will be dealt with quickly, and you will be sent back.
So if you want to get control of the illegal immigration problem, you have to stop the bleeding. You have to stop so many people from coming here illegally in the first place. You have to reimpose deportations. You have to stop catch and release. Stop granting asylum to every single person who comes in here and says that they need asylum, and stop granting mass parole. These policies are why we have the immigration crisis that we have. So I think focus on fixing the problem. Before we even fix the problem, we've got to stop the problem from getting worse.
Some of the people coming over are genuine refugees, but many are not. A not insignificant number are going on to murder, rape, sexually assault and abuse British people. I think it's high time somebody called this out, because that's what the British people deserve: honesty and respect.
The rush of illegal migrants crossing the English Channel into the UK illegally. These people, generally expensively shipped in by cruel and evil criminal gangs, are in liberal theory fleeing cruel and unusual France. Now, normally in progressive British political discourse, France is everything that we are not in the UK. They're sophisticated, they're modern, they're sensible and humane, supposedly. But for some bizarre reason, now, over 100,000 people have fled this modern paradise and come instead to miserable, racist Brexit Britain. They do this in flimsy rubber dinghies, which cross 20 miles of the most dangerous and crowded shipping waters in the world. Tragically, many of them have drowned in the process trying to chase a dream of a life in the UK.
Welcome to Calais, France. This is where the invasion begins. The people who enter Britain illegally have already passed through multiple safe countries like this one. France is a safe country. They are not facing immediate peril, they're not in immediate danger, and they have no right to enter our country illegally. So why do they want to come to the UK? Because, if I'm being honest with you, we're a soft touch. We give them welfare, we give them housing, we give them money, we give them a low-wage, low-skill Deliveroo economy where they can find work. We embrace them with open arms, so more of them come. Germany, Italy, and others are doing all they can to get around EU laws and regulations so they can deport dangerous criminals from Afghanistan and Syria who are murdering, raping, and assaulting their citizens.
The problem that both Britain and America and other European countries have is illegal immigration. There is no reason that should be happening. There's literally zero reason that people should be walking into this country without being checked, without knowing who they are. And it's happening on a vast scale. There's lots of people who are following the law and applying and not coming in because that person has jumped the queue. You can't have people coming in illegally. It's against the law. It's like saying, well, what's the harm of someone committing a crime? Well, the harm is they're breaking the law. Secondly, people break the law on purpose. The reason they break the law is that we probably wouldn't let them in otherwise. So that means we've thought about what kind of immigration system we want to have. We've voted for people who put in the laws that we wanted. And then we say, well, we want these people to come in, but we don't want everyone to come in. We want only these people because they have the right skills, the right qualifications, the right whatever. And what's happening is we're not letting them in, some of them, and we're letting people in that we never wanted in the country in the first place. Then a lot of them are coming, for example, this country, I don't know the latest figures, but under the Conservatives, we were spending £8 million a day, every day, in Britain, on housing for illegal immigrants who were coming over from other countries, right? Why should the British taxpayer be spending £8 million a day to put people up in hotels? Do you want a large population of people whose first act of coming to your country is to break the law? How likely do you think those people are to pay taxes, to contribute to society more broadly? So when you have large levels of illegal immigration, one of the things that happen is nefarious actors abuse that. So people come in who are some of them are criminals, some of them are terrorists, some of them are just violent. You know, Abdul Azidi, who threw acid over that woman and her children recently in the UK, he was an illegal immigrant. He came in here on a lorry. He was supposed to have been deported twice, and then suddenly decided, you know what, I'm a Christian. He converted, and then we let him stay. And then he attacked the woman and 2 children with acid.
If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to spread more awareness. Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation. Your engagement helps us bring more content to light. Remember, stay informed, stay engaged.